Well, guys, yesterday I cashed in with my biggest play ever in college football. Second ever rare 30-dime release. My blowout of the year, Houston laying the 20.5 points at home, beating SMU 37-7. My only other 30-dime college football release ever was Auburn over Oregon in last year's BCS title game. And of course, I'm now perfect 10-0 with those plays. College and NFL combined, including a 2-0 sweep this year in the NFL, as last Sunday I gave you one with the Bears in a revenge rout of Detroit after giving the Lions this year as a 30-dime play, and those two teams first meeting in that Monday nighter back in October. But I've got to be honest with you, I had no intention of coming with a play that big yesterday until very late Friday night. You know, what I do is early in the week, I circle all the games I kind of have an interest in when the lines first come out, and then I don't look at the card again until Friday. That's just how I've done it in 25 some years. Then Friday I put in the new numbers based on what I think my numbers should have been in these games, based on what the actual line is now in these games, and compare that to what I had earlier in the week. So I had a number of choices yesterday that I was thinking about. You know, I was looking at Wisconsin against Illinois. Good thing I stayed away from that one. I had Wake Forest as one of those plays, which I ended up giving to you as a free play winner. Of course, I had Georgia, giving them as a free play loser. Also, I'd looked at Michigan against Nebraska. And, of course, I had Houston SMU circled as well on the card. And then that starts me on my journey. I usually spend about 3 or 4 hours doing extensive research online, looking at AP game stories, more importantly, reading the beat writer stories for the respective teams all week long, because they really serve as my eyes and my ears doing the research for me. So I really get a sense of what's going on with the teams. Then I go to the different university and college websites and look at their pregame notes, etc. I came across something yesterday, and, many, many times I've told you there is absolutely no such thing as inside information in this business. You'll hear the loudmouth touts, the guys with the thick accents, the sports service scams out there touting, we've got inside information on this game that guarantees us a winner. There is no such thing as inside information in this business. Absolutely nothing. Guys, I've told you this a million times. Do not fall for the hype, the sales, the marketing strategies. There is, however, information, and information is valuable. Listen, and it was available for anybody out there. I came across in researching SMU, looking at the Dallas Morning News, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, looking at their college web notes, looking at the AP previews of these games, that SMU's leading running back, a guy who I never heard of in my life. It's not like I'm following SMU religiously, a guy who I never heard of, a guy who had run for over 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns, suffered a season-ending toe injury the week prior in a loss to Navy. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, if you cannot run the ball effectively, then you cannot keep Case Keenum, the Houston record-setting quarterback who had 27 touchdown passes, 1 interception in his previous 5 games alone, off the field, and that's bad news when you've got Houston. So I thought that's what suddenly makes Houston such a great play. That combined with the fact I'm watching the Iowa State upset of number 2 Oklahoma State on Friday night, and suddenly dawns on me, Houston, a BCS potential buster, a team that has no chance to play LSU for the national title, but oh boy, wouldn't I like to see that matchup, right? But suddenly that left them as the only other undefeated team in the nation other than LSU, so that gave them added motivation and fuel for the win in their home finale yesterday. So that was really the genesis of why Houston suddenly becomes a 30-dime play, of which I'm now 10-0 lifetime in pro football and college football combined, and making it only the second ever play of that magnitude in college football in my career. But guys, we talk about the final score, 37-7. Let me tell you something. It was a 23-0 game midway through the fourth quarter, and then SMU scored, making it 23-7. Not real good when you're laying 20.5 points, but I'll tell you what, when you're laying that many points and you've got Case Keenum at quarterback, 7 plays later, boom, Houston is in the end zone. We've got the cover again. SMU forced the punt. Houston brings in their second string then, after letting all the starters get their applause in their home finale. Second string quarterback, 3 plays, throws like a 43-yard touchdown to give us the final margin, 37-7. So it was a win, but trust me when I tell you it wasn't that easy. Now, yesterday was an interesting day here at the site. You may recall that on Friday I told you that on Thursday night just about all the handicappers took it up the you-know-what because of Denver's upset of the New York Jets and also because of Virginia Tech's failure to hold on to the big lead at home against North Carolina. Was not the case yesterday. Phenomenal day for most of the handicappers here at the site. Guy like Scott Delaney, for example, yesterday his 7th consecutive 80-dime winner in college football, cashing in with Louisville with the road upset. Well, today, Scott has his second biggest release of the NFL season. Just hit his biggest play Monday night when I talked about it when he cashed in with Green Bay over Minnesota. Today, second biggest play of the NFL season is 80-dime winner number 8 out of 9. His blowout of the year, he says it's a 3-touchdown winner. Understand that if you had bet $10 for every dime unit that Scott Delaney has released over the past 8 months, you would have won $11,335 already so far this year. So that's a big play going for him. Congratulations to Matt Rivers, 3-0 sweep yesterday. Second biggest NFL play of the season going for him. It's another 300,000 star stone cold lock. His blowout of the year, just as big as his 300,000 star winner on Rutgers yesterday. And, of course, Jeff Benton yesterday cashing in with his second biggest college play of the season. One and only 80-dime revenge game of the year, Wake Forest 31-10 over Maryland. Of course, I gave you Wake Forest as one of my free picks as well. Another guy who is red hot and the guy who I've talked about Sunday after Sunday this season, it's Craig Davis. Yesterday, 2-0 sweep, 50-dime winner, Kansas State outright in Austin against Texas, 30-dime winner on Western Kentucky. But guys, it's Sunday. You know what that means? Another 100-dime NFL play from Craig Davis. 100-dime NFL winner, number 17 out of 19 going today. His dog of the year, part number 4. Part number 3. Remember that one? 2 Sundays ago? Denver, the 7-point road dog, outright at Oakland. Last Sunday, another 100-dime winner, 49ers over the Giants. You can see the list of all the 100-dime plays. I'm not going to waste your time and repeat them all. But a 100-dime NFL winner, number 17 out of 19. Over the past 2 years. Dog of the year, part number 4 among 2 selections going today from Craig Davis. Just a phenomenal run for Craig Davis in pro football and pretty much in all sports as well. Listen, guys, I've got a money-saving discount coupon code for you today. It is going to be DOZEN. The word DOZEN, D-O-Z-E-N. Dozen. That'll save you $12 off of any single purchase you make today. You don't have to buy plays. You can buy anybody's plays at the site. Once again, DOZEN, D-O-Z-E-N, just the word. We're playing a little different, making it easier today for the money saving discount coupon code. That'll save you $12 off of any single purchase you make today. Before you get to your free picks, and of course with my free picks in the NFL, after giving you the Jets and the Broncos under on Thursday night, 8-1 NFL free pick run over the past couple weeks, want to talk once again. Today, you've got until 1 o'clock Eastern Time to enter a new contest with us in conjunction with Draft Street and Fantasy Football. Today, a little different type of contest. It is limited to 100 entrants. $1,000 in cash prizes available. The top 9 finish in the money. In fact, first place, you get a cool $300 today. This contest has a little twist, though. Again, only 100 entrants into this contest. Now, guys, I'm just going to be upfront with you, and you can see all the details right here on the site. It will cost you a whopping $11 to enter this contest. However, if you beat me in the contest, you get $10 right instantly off the bat. And considering how I've sucked in this contest here of late, last week I was 161st in the contest. 2 weeks ago I was 257th in the contest. Thank God I'm winning all the gambling bets because I have sucked in fantasy football. But again, it costs you $11 to get in. It's limited to 100 entrants. And if you beat me, you automatically get $10 back, okay? That's your cash prize. And again, the top 9 finish in the money. And $300 goes to the first place winner, and so on and so on. Second place, for example, is worth $210. Third place, $150. Fourth place, $110, etc., etc. You've got till 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Again, with fantasy football through Draft Street, this is different than your old-fashioned fantasy leagues where you had to wait till the end of January, the end of the season, to figure out who wins or loses. The league is settled after the Monday night game between the Patriots and Kansas City, okay? You've got a $100,000 mythical bankroll. You have to draft a team, 2 quarterbacks, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, etc. Each player has an assigned value. It takes you 5-10 minutes maximum to put together your team. Again, $11 entry fee and $1,000 in cash prizes available. Countdown to kickoff, the pregame show that I do along with Steve Budin, the only nationally televised pregame show that breaks down all your NFL games from a point spread perspective, available right now if you want to catch it here on the site. Let me give you a couple of free picks. I went with Chicago last week. I'm a little hesitant to go with Chicago today because, of course, they're playing the San Diego Chargers, and you know how much I hate the San Diego Chargers and Phillip Rivers here of late. They're right up there with Mid-American Conference college football as far as I'm concerned. But really, when you look at the fundamentals and the statistics, why shouldn't Chicago, after really a horrific performance last week against Detroit? I was damn glad to make it a 30-dime winner, but still, the Bears did not play that well. That was a game really that the Lions self-destructed offensively. The Bears really struggled there after a series of good outings, but you're getting them at a bargain basement price today against a Chargers team that people... once again, you have to go with that suspension of disbelief theory. They aren't going to suddenly turn it on. They're just not that good of a team. They can't stop the run, giving up nearly 4.6 yards a carry. They can't pressure opposing quarterbacks, which means Jay Cutler, who's been getting outstanding protection from his offensive line here for the past 2 months, should have plenty of time to carve up that San Diego secondary. Chargers have lost 4 in a row straight up and against the spread. Phillip Rivers has been a personal interception machine and turnover machine this year. 15 times he's already been picked off. Jay Cutler can certainly sympathize there. And the Bears, you know, they're coming off the big win against the Lions, but they're playing at home. They can ill afford to have a letdown here. Their winning streak continues to go. I like Chicago minus the points there. Here's a teaser for you for a free selection today. Atlanta, after the bonehead Mike Smith call in overtime that cost the Falcons, the head coach ousting the Falcons, the loss last week at home against New Orleans. In a must-win situation today, you're laying 6.5 against Tennessee. 2-team teaser, you're getting the Falcons practically a pick 'em at home against the Titans. Sure, the Titans beat Carolina last week handily on the road. But it was Carolina, for Christ's sake. This is a team that only has 19 quarterback sacks on the season. 5 of them came against Cam Newton last week. I think Matt Ryan will be able to carve up this defense. I think Michael Turner will find some running room in this one. The Falcons have covered 10 of their last 13 against the AFC, and they're on a 15-2-1 ATS run coming off a straight-up loss. So I like Atlanta's 1/2 of a 2-team teaser, and I would go ahead and team Atlanta in this contest, with Detroit. Detroit looking to rebound from that loss to the Bears back at home, where they're a 7-point favorite against Carolina. The Panthers had a horrible game last week. They also didn't play well prior to their bye when they lost to Minnesota at home. This is a team that has no defense. It has just been shredded at linebacker because of numerous injuries. I think that Matthew Stafford is not going to have to throw the ball 63 times like he did last week in the Chicago loss. I think Detroit's defense will be responsible for the victory today, pinning Cam Newton in the pocket repeatedly. Listen, that was Tennessee's strategy. They sacked him 5 times last week as Newton had his worst game of the pros. Do I think Detroit can cover the 7-point number? No, that's what has me worried, but that's why I would go ahead and put them in the teaser with Atlanta. You got 2 home teams, both in must-win situations, practically at pick'em, so that's the way I would go. Again, save $12 off any single purchase today. Discount coupon code is the word dozen, and that'll do it, guys, and I will catch you again on Monday morning. Best of luck to you, and see you then.